Hello everyone, this is Tanya here with Memory Lane Keepsakes and welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have a Kokorosa Studio project share and tutorial for you all today. Today I'm going to be featuring this die set which is called Belt Buckle. This is the die set that I'm going to be featuring today here in this video. I'm going to share with you how I place these dies in my scissor machine, as well as how I create a project using the Belt Buckle die set. So stay tuned. So I have the belt buckle die right here, and I'm now going to go ahead and cut some of the pieces from the belt buckle die. I'm going to cut the buckle right here. I'm also going to cut one of the loops for the belt buckle, as well as the belt strap itself. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to be placing my belt buckle on some gold cardstock that's on my die cutting machine. Now I'm using my Big Shot scissor machine today. You can use any one of your die cutting machines to be able to cut these dies from this set from Kokorosa Studio. And I have pulled also some black cardstock paper as well as some green cardstock paper, but you could choose to use any colors that you want. So now I'm going to go ahead and place my plate on top of this die cutting machine right here. And let's proceed. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through about at least 2 good times to make sure I get a really good cut. Alright. And you will need to cut at least 2 of your loops for your jacket. So I'm going to cut another one as well. And here is my buckle that's cut out in gold, and you want to pop this piece right here out. So easy to do. And then I'm also going to go ahead and show you what the actual belt looks like. So it cuts out really easily. And here's the piece right here. You just need to pop out all the holes from cutting that belt out, and they just come out so easy, they just fall right out. But if you struggle with getting any of the holes out, which I did not, you will use a poking tool that will also help assist you. So this is real easy because they pop right out for you. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut this again. And this one is for my elf jacket. And I will be back to share with you all the pieces that I have cut out. I wanted to add a little pattern and texture to one of my cards. So what I'm going to do is add one of my personal embossing folders that I have in my stash. And this one right here is called Sweater Weather. And what I wanted to do was take this one, and I have already placed my background paper, which is an A2 size for a card. And it's already stitched out using one of my rectangle stitch dies in my stash. And I'm placing that in here inside of this Sweater Weather embossing folder, and I'm going to emboss this so that way I can add some texture to complete my card using the Kokorosa Studio buckle belt set. So I ran that through already, and this is the look that I get when I do that. And this one is going to give you a look just like this. Look how beautiful that pattern is there. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's just a little extra detail to add to something that you already have, or something that's already in your stash that may be different, but that makes a big difference when you're creating. So here are the pieces you're going to need to create that belt buckle die set from Kokorosa Studio to create your card. Here are all the pieces right here. So what I have here is a card base, and that can be done in any color of choice. I want to have mine be white, so that's what we have here. I also have one of the pieces, which is my rectangle stitch die, and I use that from my own personal stash. So whatever die you have in your stash that you want to start off with for your main piece, or the body, or the shirt, you can definitely pull from what you have. And that's how I got this look right here. I cut it in red and green, so you need one of these. You're also going to need this piece right here, which is going to be your actual belt. And as you see, the holes popped out really easy as I shared with you. You're going to need this piece right here, which is a part of the shirt, and you only need one piece of this one. Now you're going to cut out 2 of these pieces here, which is going to be the collar of the shirt. You're also going to need 1 of your belt buckles, and I cut this one out in gold for my Santa, and I also cut out a silver one for my elf, but you only need 1 if you're doing 1 card. And you're also going to need 2 of your belt straps or belt loops for your belt, and this is what I have here. I cut out 2 in red, and that's what you need. And I will be back to show you a card, and we can do that together. Alright, so let's put together a card. I have all my pieces laid out for the belt buckle die set from Kokorosa Studio. I'm starting off with my card base that I've already prepared, and so what I'm going to do is apply some glue to my card base. And you can use any adhesive that you have already in your stash. And I'm going to go ahead and lay down my rectangle stitch piece that I have, which is going to be the main part of my card. This is not included in the Kokorosa Studio. This is a piece that I already had in my stash, one of my own die cuts, or on one of my own dies. And you can use any one again that you have in your stash, or just cut a basic rectangle. It don't necessarily have to be a stitch one, but I like to add some different effects when I'm making a card. And so what you want to do is go ahead and adhere that to the main base of your card. And I'm going to spread this out so that way everything will be evenly distributed as far as the glue. Now the next piece that I want to start off with is going to be this piece right here. This piece right here is part of the shirt. That is going to be part of the elf card that I'm making. So that's the one I'm decided to work with to show you guys a tutorial on today. So I'm adding a little adhesive to this piece right here. And then also, even though you have your glue bottle or your adhesive or whatever you use, I like to kind of go across it with my finger a lot of times to kind of evenly distribute that glue still. So that way it's not too much and it'll evenly look better than just plopping it all on there, so you don't have any runoff. And if you do, there's different things you can use for that as well. So what I want to do is I want to take time and get this centered in the piece here in the front of my card. And so right here looks like it's about evenly, so you want to lift this up just a little bit here. So I'm thinking about here is good. So I have that piece laid on like that. I'm going to spread that out. Alright, and the next piece I want to place on here and add some adhesive is going to be this piece right here, which is the belt. Add some adhesive to this. Alright, and then you want to place this in the center, and you want to make sure that the holes are even up with your belt. And this is what it's going to look like so far. Now I want to go ahead and I want to add my belt loops, which are these 2 pieces here that I've already cut. And you want to do one on each end. And when you place this down, you want to make sure you use the second hole. And then you want to use this hole right here. You want to keep 3 holes in the middle. So I'm going to lay this down to add this to this. And you want some of that belt loop to hang off. So you're just going to adhere those ends. And then I'm going to do the other one. Okay, so now that is evenly distributed on here, so you can see how that looks so far. And so now what I want to do is go ahead and add my collar, and I've already cut out 2 of those as I had mentioned before. So this is what that looks like right here. So we're going to go ahead and place this on here. So I want to add some glue to the top portion of this one. And again, I like to evenly distribute it, sometimes using my finger there. And I'm going to go ahead and place this at the top. And I'm going to put this about inward just a little bit, and I'm going to stop at my dashed lines right there. And you can see how it's placed on there. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And when I do this side right here, I'm going to line this up again and place this and overlap the collar just a little bit by a hair. So it's going to look just like this, as you can see. Alright, last but not least, I need to add my belt buckle. And in this case for the elf, I chose silver. And I'm just adding some glue to my belt buckle here. And use a little bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and place this on here. After I rub this around. Alright. And I'm going to turn it. You can add the belt buckle either way that you choose. So you can do it this direction, or you can flip it and do this direction. So for the sake of the fact that I have some other cards that I've already pre-made, I want to go ahead and place my belt buckle this direction. So I'm going to evenly add this to the center here by placing this down, making sure everything lines up accordingly. And I'm adhering my belt buckle. Alright, so this is what it looks like whenever all the pieces are on there. So voila, we have an elf die set belt buckle card, and I think it turned out really nice. Now I did want to add a finished detail touch to it. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I would like to add a sentiment on it. And for me to do that, I've already brought out the materials that I'm going to need to do that. And so I'm going to go ahead and emboss a sentiment on there. And what I wanted to use for this particular card here is I have brought out my embossing tools. So we have the anti-static pad that I'm going to use now. And for the anti-static pad, you're going to take this. This keeps your embossing powder from going all over the place. You want to rub the area that you plan on embossing, which is going to be this corner at the bottom of my card. So I'm just rubbing that right now. I'm going to place it off to the side because I'm done with it. I have pulled my Versamark watermark stamp pad ink, as well as my metallic silver Recollections embossing powder. You're also going to need some type of liner. This is a coffee liner, something that's straight from your kitchen. You can use that also for your crafts, but of course once you use it for your crafts, keep it for your crafts. This item right here would be for me to add my embossing powder back to my jar here. So whatever you don't use, you can also put that back, which is really great. So I'm going to put that there right now. And then the stamp I'm going to be using, this one right here is Peace on Earth. So I chose to use that stamp today for my sentiment of my card. Now I have this on an acrylic block. I'm going to go ahead and place that stamp on this Versamark ink. That way you need some type of adhesive ink to be able to place that embossing powder for it to stick. So now that I have that on there, you won't be able to see the ink on here because the ink is clear. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right now. In this corner right here, making sure that I get a good impression the first time. And I'm going to lift up. And now I'm going to go ahead and pour. This is what it looks like so far. Not easy to see until I do this. And then you can see it. But I'm going to emboss that. But before I do that, you want to go ahead and put the assets back inside of your jar. That way, no waste. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my embossing tool. And sorry for the noise in advance. This is my embossing gun that you're going to need to emboss. And this is what it's going to look like. Alright, it says peace on earth, and here we go. So you can see how beautiful this card turned out by Kokorosa Studio. This is the belt buckle die set that I use. If you guys are interested, make sure you check out the description box down below, where I will have all the links to all the products that I was able to create with, along with a coupon code. Please use the coupon code MEMORY25 to save 25% off of your purchase. In addition to that, if you guys order, make sure that you put in the details inside when you check out that you would like to receive by using my links. You will also receive a special gift by going to my special page, and so you will receive a free die or a stamp, and that would be really awesome. And it's going to be a mystery gift, and so Kokorosa has been so kind to do that. So make sure you take advantage of that offer, Memory 25, when you place that order. I've also created some other cards just besides this one right here. This is the elf one that I just did as a tutorial. And here are some other ones to see what it looks like. So here's the Santa, and this one says Merry and Bright. So you can see what this one looks like together. In addition to that, I also created some other ones. I made an elf one using one of my embossing photos to show you some texture of what it looked like if you change it up. On this one I didn't put a sentiment, but you can see how I added some gems for the buttons. And look how nice that is. In addition to that one, I've also done a Santa. I used a different embossing photo for this one right here. You can see how I also used the gems for this one. So it gives you a different look, and that's what I like about being able to have dies like this, so you can change up the look of something by using simple things that's already in your stash. But if you guys are interested in this beautiful butt buckle die set, definitely check out Kokorosa Studio. This is Tanya here with Memory Lane Keepsakes. Thank you so much for taking our time to watch this video. If you guys would be so kind and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already following me. In addition to that, give this video a thumbs up and check out my Instagram page, which is Memory Lane Keepsakes 2017. Thank you and blessings. Have a wonderful holiday. Bye bye.